I was expecting, everybody says it's a difficult book, so I was expecting for it to be a challenge. I didn't expect to almost die. Ulysses by James Joyce. Ulysses by James Joyce. Took me the whole bloody month to read this. And there's a 100-page play in here which you can fly through for this. Yeah. And even other parts that are also... where's the play? Yeah. Here's the play like that. There's like more than 100 pages of that, so that goes easy. And even after that, then there's still a part here where it's like questions and answer stuff. Goes easy. Oh! Do you really want me to talk? Listen. It was rough. It was wild. It was horrible. It was a challenge. Certainly from a reading standpoint, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. By far. No textbook has ever that I've boring ass textbook for class or for study or for whatever was ever such a struggle as this. And you know what's the worst part? Let me tell you what's the worst part about this. Let me tell you why I'm so pissed off with this book. There's quite a few reasons. But let's start with the first one. So it starts with the... it's interesting. Let's give James Joyce. He takes everything, any mundane, it's just like normal mundane thing, day in the life things happening, but then he describes it in the most magical way, which is awesome. It's interesting. I love it. And that's how it starts. Focusing on a chapter with Stephen Stephen Daedalus. And then introduce Maligan in this at the beginning, and he's with Maligan and mannequins, and it goes on, and there's some, this is interesting. I'm slowly, they're eating. Okay, I'm following. I understand where it goes on, but I'm going slow, and I'm rereading like a passage just to keep it. And then there's a lady that brings them milk. It's great. And then Maligan goes off on some kind of rant, and the lady that brings him milk gives a response. At the moment I read it, I put the book down and I started laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. It was such a perfect moment of intentional comedy by James Joyce, and how perfectly he orchestrated that whole sequence. And this is like 5 pages in, or 10 pages. I don't even think it was 10. No, just like 5-6 pages in. And the moment I remember, that was the moment I said, "Oh man, I'm gonna read this whole book. I know I'm not gonna give up on it." That was so perfect. And I don't know. And I kept reading, and yeah. And then there's parts, and I'm like, I'm following here, and then there's other parts. I'm totally lost. I know they're somewhere close to water. I think they're at the beach right now, but what he's talking about is I'm totally lost. But then he keeps adding these lines and stuff in that are just either a little funny or very funny or just something utterly hilarious. And especially the opening one of Stephen Daedalus. It is a difficult to understand opening chapter, but it just hits some amazing prose and amazing beats of comedy that you can't miss. Then we go over to Mr. Bloom, Mr. Leopold Bloom, which I'll say his story, especially in the beginning, is much easier to follow than Daedalus's one. But there's still times like you want to, and in the middle of it, like Sue's early in Leopold, and he's walking through Dublin. There's just this line, great challenge. He's like thinking to himself, great challenge. Try and walk through the whole of Dublin. Try and get from one side of Dublin to the other side of Dublin. I'm paraphrasing very. James Joyce writes really beautifully. I'm trying to just get the concept. And I said, challenge. Get from one part of Dublin to the other side of Dublin without passing a bar. I broke. And then it goes like it, and just goes through the whole day. There's amount, and of course, this book gets so hard. I wish I could, like, where it's just blocks of writing and thinking and stuff, that there's no open spaces for like long passages in here. And it's intended, as things get more confusing, there's a part where the people are starting to get really drunk, and then so to make it more confusing and everything, And there's a lady giving birth at the same time. They're getting drunk in the house. Like, what? Huh? Okay, I know. Maybe somebody will tell me, no, that was not what was happening at all. I'm sure there's a million things I missed in this book. And I think you're intended to miss them in the beginning. I think this is a book made to be read. Otherwise, you're going to take a whole year just to read it and finish it. And I mean, yeah, okay, but there's other stuff to read as well, right? This was an endurance. This really felt like reading as an endurance. And I could feel my mind being altered and shaped and different just from the cadence and the strange way it's written and everything. It switches and changes. My mind is different now. My wiring is definitely different from that I read this thing. And it's like, what? And it really is. It definitely changed my brain and how I perceive the information in the written word as I take it in. And I'm still on a kind of a weird hangover. It's still I don't think I'll ever be the same after reading this. This definitely changed me, and I don't even know how it changed me, but I definitely read different now, and I understand things different now. And because I think this thing forces your brain to read this, it forces things in your brain, and it forces it to alter and new synapses to grow and whatever, to take shape just to kind of survive this. It's like it's a survival mechanism probably. And I will have to tell you, as frustrating as this book is, often very frustrating, it was a journey unlike any other I've taken, and I cannot help but love this book. Actually, I do actually really love this. Come on, I love. Do I like this book? I don't think I like this book, and I don't think I like James Joyce. James Joyce is a bastard. James Joyce is an evil piece of shit. James Joyce is a smug bastard. He knew exactly what he was doing here, and he was laughing in your face the whole time while he was doing it. He didn't give a shit about you. He was like, look at how smart I am, you dumbass. Look at what I can do. You can't do this. And he was rubbing it in your face the whole bloody time. And then just to make sure that you keep not putting it down and say, I'm so annoyed at this annoying little bastard is showing me how much smart he is. He puts in this funny, crazy that you're like, oh, I have to keep reading. That is so amazing. That is so amazing. I will definitely one day reread this book, but probably in 10 years. I don't know. I don't want to get through to. I want to get into more of James Joyce. James, you evil man. You evil man. You know, I was like, as amazing and a unique experience as this was, I didn't want to give him 5 stars, even though he deserves 5 stars. But then I said, no, I'm not giving him 4 stars because that's what he want. James Joyce would want, and like, you didn't get it, did you? Yeah, that you, James. You. Okay? Yes, it's amazing what you did. Exceptional achievement. Well done. Why do you have to rub it in my face, huh? Why are you like, bah? Jesus, man. I did go and buy the Dublin Years now. So, Dublin Years is at least short. Look at this. Oh, by the way, the last 40 pages is a single sentence. It's a single sentence. The last 40 pages of this book is just one single sentence that just around blah, 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 blah. And it's actually the best part of the book. Explain that to me. I mean, the last 200 pages of this is just a belter. It's a belter of a book. It's unbelievable. Maybe a little bit more than, I think it's around 200 pages. Maybe a little bit more than 200 pages. Whenever the play starts. It's good till the play already. It's already really great. It's exceptional. And then the play just works on everything and it goes insane. I think they got drugged. I'm pretty sure they got drugged at some point. You see, that's what I'm saying. I can tell you the basic story. There's a basic story from beginning to end. I can tell you what starts, what happens during it. But then there's other things, and it's just so blood. I could have been wrong about it. That's how I interpret it. Oh, James Joyce. I mean, And last thing, one of the other things that James Joyce decided to rub you in his face is how well he's read, and that he knows everything and probably read every little magazine, newspaper, every book that's ever written, scientific or otherwise, up until this point in time. And he's going to show you that he read all of it, and that you are a fool because you don't know nothing he's talking about, because you're not as well read as he is. So there's like millions of references in here that I did not know what he was talking about. But then, because it's taking place in playing off in 1904, there are often references to stuff from the Anglo-Boer War. And luckily, I know about the Anglo-Boer War. So I get those when they're referencing the vet, when they're referencing a certain battle, when they're referencing Lady Smith and stuff like that. Then I understand. And Spion Cop and whatever. It's like, oh no, if you want to truly understand this, you have had to have read everything up until this point in time in the world, and you can't, so you. It's a one of a kind. It's a one of a kind experience, unlike anything. I've never been on a journey like this in reading, never. It's yeah, and it was frustrating and interesting and fascinating and even joyful. Even though you'd say, and I will say it's a very good book to read in February, in the month of love, in the Valentine's month. Yes, there's a love story in here. There is a love story in here. You might not consider it a love story, considering what happens with people, but I'm telling you, it's a love story. And if it's not the nicest love story ever, it's probably the most realistic it's ever. It should be said this. I'm not a trigger warning guy. Who gives a crap for reading? But James Joyce, you're hearing the people's thoughts a lot, and their thoughts are unfiltered. And if the guy's a racist, you're gonna hear some racist stuff. If the guy's a pervert, you're gonna hear some pervert stuff. And ladies as well. It's the same. When you getting into these guys' minds and the stuff they think, and woo, it does not shy away from it. It's wild. It is wild. The one and only James Joyce, ladies and gentlemen. Ulysses. I survived. Did you survive? I survived. And then I could just say to James Joyce, asshole. You asshole. You didn't get Book of the Month. Yeah. And I'll make sure when I read the Dubliners, I'm also going to take something else that's going to definitely beat it. Definitely. You come at me, James Joyce. You come at me. You come at me. You come at me with this shit. You try and kill me. You try and kill me with words. You try and kill me with words. You think words can kill me? You think words can bring me down? Huh? Words can bring me down. Look at my hair. My hair's been growing out because of Ulysses. I can't even get the shave out there anymore. Broke my mind. Now I'm trying to put it all back together again. Damn. And James Joyce, Ulysses. Two birds, one stone. That is not a play on that famous YouTube video, by the way. It ain't. You know what YouTube I'm talking about? Two ladies, one goblet. Yeah, two ladies, one goblet. This is not. When I say two birds, one stone to Ulysses, I'm not referring to two ladies, one goblet. Although, if Ulysses was written, I can promise you, if Ulysses was written in today's age, or 10 years ago, I don't know, maybe that's good, there would definitely have been a reference to two ladies, one goblet.